He stated, "I think it's true that most financial institutions are not going to use Bitcoin. Here's the statement right here." Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube video page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video, part 2 of the new financial world order, the digital revolution that is happening and taking place, I want to take your attention first here to this article. We're going to be talking about Stellar XLM, how it is all correlated to the United Nations, the G20, the World Economic Forum, the FSB, all right, the Financial Stability Board, all right. They drop little pieces and gems into the fundamentals so that way you all can pick up on them. This is not financial advice. I'm just piecing these articles and these key vocabulary terms together for you all, showing the repetitive subliminal nature of these articles, showing you all proof is in the pudding, and that we are in a unique moment of history happening right before our eyes. And as retail traders, we need to take it upon ourselves to do our own due diligence, invest in your knowledge, okay? With a mature approach to these markets, actually doing your research. And when you start doing your research, you start to realize that the proof is in the pudding. So first, I want to take your attention here to this unitednations.org website, where we can see the Bitcoin symbol right here, but we see behind the Bitcoin symbol the matrix code, okay? This is a subliminal message right here on the United Nations website. The matrix code right behind cryptocurrency. Pay attention, guys, the devil's in the details. They knew exactly what they were doing when they put this picture up on their website. They hide things like this in plain sight. But when I take your attention here to this text, and it says, "We are at a unique moment in history. Our society is in the transition from an industrial economy to one that is defined by a new set of technologies ranging from digitalization to nanotechnology. Among the latest waves of digitalization is blockchain, a technology that many say promises to redefine trust, transparency, and inclusion across the world." Here's that word again, inclusion. This is massive and very important. Pay attention to this key phrase. So if you're not going to believe this from me, maybe you'll believe it from the United Nations organization. This is a massive organization, leaders of our world, right? They're not just people, they're not just random people. They're head elites, presidents, princes, queens, governors, head CEOs, right? Major key players in this financial market. So they say it right here. We are at a unique moment in history. So if you're not going to believe it from me that we're in a digital revolution, maybe you'll believe it from the United Nations. But if that's not enough, I want to take your attention over here to the Financial Stability Board, a PDF that they put out where they're talking about financial inclusion. They're talking about the unbanked. They're talking about how hard it is to send money from one nation to the next via cross-border payments and how we seek to solve that problem, the road ahead. So this is from the Financial Stability Board, the road ahead, lifting barriers for cross-border payments, PDF. And the main speaker on this PDF is President D. Netherlands. I'm probably butchering that. But he's obviously a key president at a major bank. And just some key takeaways from this on page 1, page 2, and page 4. It says, "I remember the time when I studied abroad this pre-Euro in Italy, and it was quite a hassle for my parents to send me any money. Coming down here, today my children are still in high school, but in the future they may study abroad too. If that happens in the Eurozone, I will experience hardly any hassle sending them any money. Unfortunately, there are still many payment corridors all over the world which have faced incredibly high costs and considerable delays. A recent report by the World Bank provides an example from the past in Africa, where in 2021, the fee for sending $200 in remittances from Tanzania to a neighboring Uganda was 23% for a Ugandan migrant. I cannot begin to imagine giving up nearly a quarter of my income every month just to send that money home to my family." Very interesting. But barriers like this are a reality for many people. This is important, so pay attention. It's not just the cost of cross-border payments that these types of payments are often also slow and not transparent. And then there's the fact that they are not fully accessible for all. So who is going to solve these problems? Who is going to solve these issues? Okay. So it talks about in this, the roadmap to all of this financial inclusion and solving these problems. And again, we see the problems underlay. We understand that there are cryptocurrency assets out there that are solving these problems. Okay. And XRP and XLM are one of those companies, one of those cryptocurrency assets that solve these issues. Coming down here to another key point in this article, it says, "For example, related to the high cost of cross-border payments, our target is to lower the global average cost of cross-border retail payments to 1% of the amount transferred, with no cross-country corridor above 3%. That is massive. Again, low transaction fees. We have also reaffirmed the United Nations Sustainable Development global targets for cost of sending remittances. In terms of speed, we have set the goal that 75% of payments recipients receive their funds within 1 hour of payment initiation and the remainder within 1 business day. In terms of transparency, we want people making cross-border payments to have access to a minimum list of information about their payments, such as on charges, the ability to track statuses of their payments. And regarding inclusion, here's that word, all should should have access to at least one option for sending and receiving electronic payments. At least one option. Very significant to say the least. And now we see a prediction date. We are aiming to achieve most of our targets by the end of 2027. So pay attention to this date right here. Again, the devil's in the details. We see the numbers 2027. This is massive. I told you that the numbers 9 are encrypted into the key dates provided by the elites. And we can see here 7 plus 2 equals 9. 9 times 2 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. It's all encrypted. Okay, if you didn't watch the previous video, go back. It is all correlated. There's still so much information that I can't give to you guys on YouTube without getting monetized. But anyways, that's for another video. Finishing off this PDF, we see down at the bottom, maybe one day one of my children will go and study in Africa. And if they stand in a bookstore ready to buy something they need for a class, and the next time they text me for some extra funds, I hope I will be able to do that with the simple click of a button, and with me, many others. Thank you. Coming over here, what do we see in this article? Pay attention to key details. This is massive. In my opinion, I'm still betting on blockchain to improve economic opportunity. Who is that? Okay, this is Jed McCaleb, the CTO of Stellar. This is a massive find. The world's financial infrastructure. When I started working in this industry, I was motivated by the idea that I could help build something tangibly and make people's lives better. I could build a network that connected financial systems in a way that would be useful for the world. Because despite the advancements that technology and the internet have brought us, the global payment landscape hasn't kept pace. At its best, today's system is slow, cumbersome, and fraught with fees. At its worst, it leaves millions of people marginalized, and a decentralized system could be the way to empower people with greater access to financial services that are fast and affordable. So we see here XLM was meant to solve that issue. Again, the issues that the FSB are stating right here in this PDF. Now, the FSB is intercorrelated with the United Nations with the G20 organization, okay? It is all intercorrelated. They're even connected with the World Economic Forum. I'm gonna show you all this here in today's video breakdown, so make sure that you're sticking around. But to finish off this article, I was clear-eyed that the kind of systematic change I envisioned would take time, challenging the existing financial providers to see the value in connecting to the decentralized infrastructure, educating policymakers and regulators by the benefits of this new technology, then actually building a network with the businesses that demonstrate valuable network effects is a monumental challenge. And we see here the word new. Coming down here, today, we're at an important moment for this industry. While China launches a national blockchain platform, others in the world are slowly tapping into the potential this technology has to offer. But the last few weeks and months have accurately demonstrated how useful and arguably necessary this technology is. Holes in the system have been visibly exposed as people suddenly find themselves urgently needing to send money for financial support to family and friends all over the world. Even the governments like the United States realize that they lack the infrastructure to quickly issue payments to millions of citizens in need. It's a reminder that the opportunity for blockchains to create a better, more efficient system is worth fighting for. I want to take your attention to the subliminal message right here that they put out. Another one, New World Order. The New World Order. It's right here, guys and gals. Why would they be continuously utilizing this vocabulary in every single article surrounding XRP and XLM? Continuing the rest of this article, like the internet democratized access to information, I believe this technology should democratize access to the financial system. Because this connection means a world with over 180 different monetary systems could work together on a single platform. Pay attention to this vocabulary, the word single, a single platform that represents billions of people in the world being able to seamlessly transact and interact. That's a huge improvement for today's system, which is essentially patchwork together of hundreds of different monetary systems. Each has its own unique set of services and connections to the parallel systems outside its borders. All of these desperate banks, money transfer operators, and treasuries combined to make up the entire global financial system as we know it. But imagine a world where you had almost instant access to carry, spend, or send digital dollars, a digital yuan, a digital peso, and in currencies in your wallet no matter the geographical location of your bank. Blockchain technology enables that speed and access, allowing systems to be interoperable and connected. When that happens, it creates access to opening the door to financial inclusion, here's that word, for so many who are marginalized today. So we see here an article by Jed McCaleb, who is the founder of Stellar, okay? We see that correlating with the FSB and the problems to the roadmap that they seek to solve with cross-border payments, okay, and digital currencies. And we see down here how he finishes this off. And maybe most importantly, unlike the centralized system with a predictable growth curve, which can compromise relationships to users and their data, decentralized systems can grow organically, permissionlessly, and exponentially. It takes time to build a network effect, but as I've witnessed firsthand over years in the industry, once this takes off, the opportunities will be endless. That is a key set of vocabulary words right there. So taking your attention back up here to the purple phrases, we see a single platform. We're going to go over to another article and correlate that, but keep your eye on this one, the New World Order. This is going to correlate at a later time. So coming over here, where we were talking about a single platform, this is a very interesting article on the stellar.org website. Can a CBDC promote financial inclusion? Here's that word again. The reiteration of vocabulary time and time again in these articles. I think that you all are starting to pay attention, especially if you're open-minded and you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. This information is massive. And then anyways, it finishes off by saying, we think so. So the meat of this article reads, the age of the digital transformation. Right there, smacked on the stellar.org website, right in front of your eyes, we see the age of the digital transformation. Coming over here, what do we see? Blockchain and the sustainable growth. The age of digital new technologies. Industrial economy 201 defined by new asset of technologies ranging from digitalization. Guys and gals, it is correlated. It is right here, okay? It is not a coincidence, okay? You guys need to wake up. Again, do your own due diligence. Different forms of the money serving different individual preferences and needs. We believe that by augmenting the existing systems of wires, credit cards, and cash with innovations like CBDCs and stablecoins, we can begin to create a financial system that serves everyone. CBDCs could provide substantial improvements to people's lives, including encouraging innovation in financial services, easing the distribution of social benefit payments, lowering the cost of financial services, and bringing safety and security to the unbanked. In short, we see central banks focusing on the developing CBDCs as an encouraging sign to their commitment to improving equitable access to financial services. Scrolling down here to another key part of this article where I'm going to correlate that with the single in this word text right here, one single platform. Okay, looking at this, it says if the CBDC were issued on an open blockchain, one open blockchain, such as on the Stellar network, the Federal Reserve would also ensure that trusted financial entities selected by the Federal Reserve can validate and process payments, which enables competition. Very interesting how that is correlated, how the Stellar website is talking about on an open blockchain, not on many, not on a few, not on 1,000, on an open blockchain, such as the Stellar network, okay? Very interesting to say the least. We're going to come over here to this article. Again, the rabbit hole is going to continuously keep getting deeper. If you guys know about the Kendra Hill theory, okay, and if not, you need to do a little bit more research, maybe watch another video on YouTube. There's other YouTubers that have covered this, but I want to dive a little bit deeper, okay, because this correlates with some articles that Jed McCaleb put out, right? So this little Kendra Hill prediction on XRP and XLM's future, if you guys don't know about it, go read it. This is not maybe, this is a warning. Nothing is left up to chance. Our world is always planned years in advance. And if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail, and the failure is not an option. Allowing additional currencies to exist when the world is only using one would be disruptive, so it will not be tolerated, and it will be easier to stop than you think. The illusion is that Bitcoin, for example, is untouchable. The reality is that the government controlled through the using of mining pools, and any cryptocurrency aiming to be decentralized digital currencies will not survive. The one that will is already in use and has been chosen. So I want to take your attention over here because this is an article by Kendra Hill, or a blog written by Kendra Hill, where she talks about the future of XLM and XRP being the one world currency and things of that nature, right? But I want to take your attention over here where she mentioned that Bitcoin is not going to be in existence, to what Jed McCaleb said. Stellar founder Jed McCaleb says most banks won't use Bitcoin. How is this all correlated, guys and gals? It is not just a coincidence. This is all, you have to pick the breadcrumbs up, okay? They're not just going to come out and tell everybody, okay, that the digital transformation is happening. But this article reads, the allocation of capital and resources is wild to watch. When these projects that have zero technical merit get millions of dollars, he said, it seems like, and he said as Jed McCaleb, it seems like a big shame. Hopefully that will start to change. One of the nice things that comes with the market calming down, I still say it's not a bear market. You see him say that right here. It's not a bear market, guys and gals. We were just in a temporary pullback. Prices being manipulated. People are being shaken out, okay? We're starting to get rid of all the people, all the players that are not going to be here long term, okay? And it means that there's less of that. 90%, and this is again coming from Jed McCaleb, 90% of these projects are BS. I'm looking forward to that change. Things like Tron, it's just garbage. People dump tons of money into it. These things that just don't technically work. Jed McCaleb said the most private chains are problematic for the industry and will fail to grow past their early exploratory stages. He stated, I think it's true that most financial institutions are not going to use Bitcoin. Here's the statement right here, and how that correlates with what Kendra Hill said in 2018. I just think that that's too much of a coincidence. It can't be. Like, you have to start piecing the breadcrumbs together. Why on earth would an individual like Jed McCaleb, who is in the Forbes top 100 of billionaires on this earth, be saying things like this? He's not just some guy. He's not just some random individual. He's an important elite. Okay, he's an important elite, and you guys have to understand that. And he says, but in my mind, what blockchain gives you is a public record that everyone can see. Okay, and we talked about in the FSB transparency, right? They want what? They want transparency. That's a problem right here. It says, in terms of transparency, we want people making cross-border payments to have access to a minimum list of information about their payments, such as on charges and the ability to track statuses of their payments. What do we see? A correlation, okay? It's all intercorrelated. What they're trying to solve, okay? What they're trying to fix, the things that they're saying to the general public via the fundamentals, okay? If you're still with me, smash that thumbs up button. The rabbit hole goes deeper. So I want to take your attention over here to where it says the new digital currency aims to unite every money system on earth. Look at the vocabulary, every money system on earth. And what does the article so happen to be about? Stellar can help take the digital currency beyond rather insular projects like Bitcoin and Litecoin, melding it with fiat currencies and extending its advantages to the average internet consumer. It gives you something that is missing in other projects, Batista says of Stellar. It is very, very powerful. The hope is that other companies and organizations will also embrace the technology, creating a common network that can transport all currencies, a true internet of money. We are living in a world of enclosed interoperable networks, says Patrick Collison, one of Stripe's co-founders, referring to the many credit card networks that now move money across the net. Whether it's Bitcoin or Stellar or some other technology, it's really important, and I hope inevitable, that something comes along and unifies them all. So this article was very interesting to say the least, correlating that with the previous article. Now coming over here, I want to take your attention back to the Kendra Hill ideology, where she mentioned on her Steemit a ripple of deception. Jed McCaleb, co-founder of Ripple and Stellar, supported of Lucis Trust. We're going to come back to that because I haven't seen a deep dive on Lucis Trust, so I'm going to cover that as well. His family ties connecting him to the Federal Reserve and the United Nations. So here we see the United Nations. This is big because what is mentioned on the UnitedNations.com website? We see a global digital revolution that's taking place. But I want to take your attention to the end of this paragraph right here. This is the most important. Ripple and Stellar are alike, brother and sister, each providing something of the value in the new world financial system. Look at the word right here, the new world. I'm not making this stuff up. Like I said to you guys, it is intercorrelated. Here, what do we see? The vocabulary words right in front of our eyes. The new world. The new world. It is not make-believe. I cannot portray this enough that subliminal messages are real, one within itself. So where we talk about the Jed McCaleb, co-founder of Ripple and Stellar, supporter of Lucis Trust, I was like, okay. I've seen YouTubers cover, this Kendra Hill theory and ideology and whatnot, but I've never seen anybody do a deep dive into the Lucis Trust. So I just want to show you guys, if you're still here, watch how deep this rabbit hole goes, okay? Really understand, if you're still here, you've made it this far, you are a believer in XRP and XLM. You need to see this because the rabbit hole goes so freaking deep. So I started doing some research on the United Nations and the Lucis Trust, right? So we're going to come over here. First of all, look at the opening statement on the lucistrust.org website. Let the plan of love and light work out. And we see here, very interesting little tiny triangle, kind of all-seeing eye, right? Depiction here that I post on the CYPRX platform, right? With the all-seeing eye and the sniper rifle, because we're executing insane sniper trades on this market, okay? So there's a couple of key things that I want you all to pay attention to. One is the world goodwill. This is massive right here, and this is going to correlate with the United Nations and G20. But this cannot be a freaking coincidence, guys and gals. Look at this. The new world. The new world, right? Is that not crazy? How she mentioned Kendra Hill in 2018 providing something of value in the new world financial system, and every single article that I'm showing you all with XRP and XLM has the vocabulary, the new world, implanted into it. I've shown you this on Ripple's website. I've shown you this on Stellar's website. I've shown you this on the World Economic Forum website. I've shown you this in PDFs. This cannot just be a coincidence, guys and gals. So taking you back to the Lucis Trust, okay? The Lucis Trust is dedicated to the establishment of a new and better way of life for everyone in the world, based on the fulfillment of the divine plan for humanity. Its educational activities promote recognition and the practice of spiritual principles and values upon which a stable and interdependent world society may be based. Okay, so I was like, okay, let's click around on some things on, the Lucis Trust. So we're going to go to history real fast. So it seems a little skeptical, and I've seen some people cover this, the whole ideology behind the Lucis Trust and Kendra Hill's ideology, talking about it, that it's related to Lucifer and things of that nature. It's not. Do your research, okay? It's actually very interesting when you actually dive into it. So in 1951, Lucis Trust was established as a legal entity in Switzerland with an office in Geneva. A publishing company initially named Lucifer, a publishing company, was established by Alice and Foster Foster Bailey in the state of New Jersey, USA in May 1922 to publish the book Initiation, Human and Solar. The ancient myth of Lucifer refers to the angel who brought light to the world, and it is assumed that the name was applied to the publishing company in honor of a journal, which had been edited for a number of years by a theosophical founder, H.B. Blavatsky. It soon became clear to the Baileys that some Christian groups have traditionally mistakenly identified Lucifer with Satan. So this is where most commonly people will go and read the Kendra Hill ideology and be like, oh, the Lucis Trust, oh, Jed McCaleb is a worshiper of Satan. No, he's a worshiper of light, of God. This is a divine entity that these individuals, a global world religion, and I'm going to get into that if you guys are still here. Watch how this all correlates, okay? This is not worshiping of Satan, okay? This is worshiping light. Right? So check this out. And for this reason, the company's name was changed in 1924 to the Lucis Publishing Company. Okay? So very interesting to say the least to continue to click all over this website. The historic meaning of Lucifer, you guys can go ahead and read this right here. Lucifer and Lucis coming from the same word root. Lucis being the Latin generative case meaning of light. Okay? So here it is proven right here. Lucifer, Lucis meaning light. All right? Why do you think XLM is named the lumen? Okay? Piece it all together. Again, there's things that I can't say for the sake of not getting monetized on YouTube, but where it says right here, financing the work of the Lucis Trust. Money is the manifestation of energy. All energy can be applied in different ways, being in itself an impersonal and blind force. It can be selfishly or unselfishly used, as money has in the past ministered to the personal and family need, so in the future it must minister to a group and a world need. This literally sounds like XLM's business statement, except written in like old ancient scribe or text, okay? Go read the XLM business statement or their mission, okay? And it literally sounds exactly like this. It's said that the principle of sharing will govern the common civilization. Money or concretized energy is presently largely concentrated in the hands of the few, but through concentrated efforts, the worldwide group, money can begin to be redirected along spiritual lines and towards the meeting of human needs. So this is what's happening right now, the age of digital revolution. There are so many people that are unbanked. There are so many people that are cut off from financial inclusion. There's so many people that can't access money, can't send money from one place of the world to the next. And that is what these problems are solving, okay? That is this new world religion. So again, I want to take your attention over here where we see the world Goodwill. So I went ahead and I clicked this on the Lucis Trust and I was like, this can't be all correlated. Guys and gals, look at this. When we click here on the Lucis Trust, which correlates with Jed McCaleb, which correlates with Stellar Lumens, which correlates with the United Nations and the FSB and the World Economic Forum, okay? We click this right here, World Goodwill, and look what pops up. Boom. Here's the vocabulary again. Just so that way you know I'm not making this stuff up, okay? The new world. The new world. I will continuously show you this time and time again. I hope that y'all are enjoying part 2. It's so crazy how deep the rabbit hole goes, okay? It's very interesting to say the least. So we see here the New World Religion. I'm not going to get into this, but this talks about the faith in God, the faith in the light bearer, and things of that nature. And then we go into detail with what, the name Stellar Lumen came from. Okay, you guys can go and do that research. I'm just trying to piece all this stuff together for you all. Last but not least, I want to end you with this article here. Okay, and this is just to show you that it is all correlated. This is from the worldeconomicforum.org. How blockchain technology is fixing payments today and what comes next. And if we scroll down here to the meat of this article, it says, just last year, the G20, so here we see the World Economic Forum, G20, United Nations, okay, the FSB, right? Okay, we see how it's all correlated, and we see articles all correlating with enhancing cross-border payments as a priority, citing the benefits faster, cheaper, more transparent systems would deliver for citizens and economies worldwide. And increasingly, global policymakers recognize that blockchain technology can solve the problem posed by outdated financial infrastructures. Here we see blockchain technology can solve the problem. Okay, what did we see? Articles on Stellar XLM talking about solving the problems that the FSB roadmap had initiated, right? Okay. What do we see on the World Economic Forum, the cryptocurrency that they mentioned? Stellar, right here, a global public blockchain that is built for interoperability and to further financial access and inclusion, has a network of more than 20 anchors around the world who are integral parts of the connecting global financial systems. Look at this vocabulary. Connecting the global financial systems. These anchors are regulated financial institutions, money service businesses, or fintech companies that issue one-to-one backed fiat tokens, also known as stablecoins, and or provide fiat on-off ramp. The goal is to open markets to new remittance and payments corridors like between Europe and Nigeria, Africa's largest subsaharan remittance market. So I'm going to end this video here with this statement. Once we recognize that the blockchain future we've all been dreaming about is actually here right now, we have to ask ourselves whether we are creating long-term solutions. Okay, this is massive. This is on the World Economic Forum website where they're talking about stellar. Blessings to you guys all. I hope that you all enjoyed this video breakdown. I understand that it was a lot of information to soak up. If you all are still here, you're still watching, you're paying attention, you're open-minded, you're piecing this stuff together for yourselves, you're doing your own personal research. I'm not telling you to buy or sell XLM or XRP. I'm just here as an investor that has a very large bag of both of those assets, praying, right, that in the future we can have financial inclusion and we can have a system where it is super easy for me to send money to my brother that lives in Australia, or for me to send money to my friend that's traveling in Bali, right? As a snap of a finger, a press of a button, okay? If you're here in this market for gains, right? You're here to just make a quick dollar, right? Get off the hype, get off the bandwagon, go home, do your research, and realize that this is bigger than you. This is bigger than me. This is a massive transformation, a transformation that we're only ever going to see once in a freaking lifetime. Okay, once in a lifetime, and we get to be at the forefront of this. This is just showing you that XLM and XRP, they are at the forefront of this digital revolution. You all can take that however you want to take that. I'm simply here showing you that the devil is in the details, that this stuff is not make-believe. They are part of the new world order, the new global infrastructure that is coming. If you guys are still here, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Blessings to you guys all. Be cognizant, please be aware, be safe, share this video with somebody else. I appreciate the love and the support. As always, I will see you guys in the next video breakdown.
I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh.